Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how I make the stem for the Venus flytrap. There's already tutorials on how to French bead the Venus flytrap, so I'm just going to show you guys how I make the stem of it. There is the Venus flytrap without any texture, just like flattened and with no stem. So to make the stem, you'll get a piece of wire and start with one bead threaded down to the middle of it, leaving a little loop at the end so that you can connect it to some earrings, a keychain, zipper pull, whatever you'd like. There's our little loop for connecting stuff. Now we're going to add 2 seed beads, slowly tapering the shape up. Tapering? Oh, I think I'm using that word wrong. I don't know. Slowly starting to make the triangle wider. It's just a tall triangle. So there's our 2 seed beads. And then we're going to add 3 for the third row. So there's our 3 beads. And then we're going to cross our wires again to secure that on there. So far we have a tiny little triangle, and we're just going to keep adding. So we added another row of 3, and now a row of 4, and lastly a row of 5. So we got like a tapered triangle. And last, we're going to add 2 seed beads on to create the top of the stem. If you look at a photo of a Venus flytrap stem, you'll see like it does this thing. You'll have to look at a photo of a Venus flytrap. So that's the shape of the stem. And now we're just going to go back through with the wire to secure that shape and make it really sturdy and secure. So we just thread each of the wires back through every loop that is along the line of the stem. Sorry, I can't talk today, guys. So yeah, that's just me going through each loop and securing this nice and firm. And then stop on the loop right before your main connecting loop, like that. Stop right at the end, because otherwise you'll deform and shorten the connecting loop, and sometimes you won't be able to get stuff through if you go through that one also. So I stopped just before I get there, and now we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Oh, first we got to tuck in the wire though. So that was a little too long, so I'm nipping it a little shorter and then just pushing the end down. You can use your fingernail or the end of some scissors carefully, works really well. Just to tuck that in so it's not poking out and sticking anyone. And then repeat the same step on the other side, weaving it through each loop. And then you have your stem complete with no extra wires hanging out. Now we're going to take our Venus flytrap head and cut the stems of the end of your loop from the French beading loom. And then we're going to unwind that so that we have 2 wires to work with. You'll see why in a second. Remember those 2 beads at the top? We're going to be putting these wires through those. So we'll take the end of each working wire and stick it through the top 2 beads, and that's how we connect the Venus flytrap head to the stem. Sorry about the train. And there's my dog. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to get the head attached to the stem because it's, been all bent up from twirling it to make the loom for French beading. So I just grabbed a pair of hemos and yanked on the wire to get it through all the way. And it might need a little bit of toying around with. Usually I can do it with my own hands, but I'm not sure if it's just I have weak hands or if I need hemos. Or if maybe you guys need hemos. I mean, anyway, so to finish this off, we're going to do the same thing, looping the working wires back through our loops. Although now there's not really much for a loop, so you just have to carefully kind of go through in between the layers of beads and then pull it really firmly through to the other side so that you just have a single line of wire. So then we're gonna finish that off by cutting the end again, and we don't go all the way to the end of the stem. As you can see, it's a couple rows back from the stem one. You don't need to weave it all the way through the stem because we're just trying to get it secure. And there you have it. Now we have to bend it up, and that's your finished Venus flytrap. You can bend the stem a little bit. If you make the stem bigger, you can bend it more and get more of that V shape to it. But because this is a little tiny stem for earrings and stuff, it's not as bendy. But yeah, that's about how it looks. I'm not the best at French beading yet, but it's coming along. It's coming along. I just really enjoyed how the stem came out, and I thought it looked very Venus flytrappy. So yeah, thanks for watching.